Well, hello. Welcome to today's The Word in a Flash. I'm Freddie Wilson. Today's subject is thank you for your service. You know, in today's modern climate, there's a lot of people who recognize the military folks for their service. This hadn't always been so. As some of you remember, those guys who served in Vietnam didn't get such a welcome. But I'm saying to all of you who's provided service to this country, thank you for your service. Now I'm going to start relating this more to all kinds of service that people can do throughout your life, not just military service. You know, unfortunately, the word servant has a very negative connotation in our society. But the Bible tells us that we should want to be a servant above all else. I've seen one social media influencer who talked about how people laud themselves in their titles, you know, the different titles you get in the church, or about their doctorate titles, or different things like that. Well, I don't think anything's wrong with that. It's just that we don't always give credence to the term servant. That's what I am, a servant to the Lord. You should want to be of service to the Lord yourself, so you can be called a servant, no matter what your earthly title is. A writer by the name of Allison Cater told a story. In March of 2020, while walking his dog in New York City's Central Park, Whitley, a retired financial expert, saw trucks, stacks of tarps, and white tents, each bearing a cross and the name of a charity he'd never heard of before. When he discovered the group was building a field hospital for his fellow New Yorkers with COVID-19, he asked if he could help. For weeks, despite differing faith and politics, he and his family pitched in wherever they could. Whitney stated, "Every single person I met has been a genuinely nice person," and he applauded the fact that no one was paying them to help my city in an hour of deep, deep need. In response to the tremendous needs resulting from the coronavirus pandemic, unlikely partners and servers were brought together, and believers in Jesus were given new opportunities to share Christ's light with others. In his Sermon on the Mount, Jesus taught his followers to let your light shine before others, that they may see good deeds. That's in Matthew 5 and 16. While we shine Christ's light by letting the Spirit guide us in loving, kind, and good works and actions. That also can be seen in Galatians 5:22 through 23. Matthew 5 and 16 reads, "Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." What I'm telling you is the absolute truth. You should seek your way of being able to contribute to the welfare of others. Proverbs 23 and 23 reads, "Buy the truth and do not sell it, wisdom, instruction, and insight as well." Jesus gave a lot of himself to serve other people. He has placed a spirit in all of us that we may be willing to serve others just as well. Ephesians 4:11 through 13 reads, "So Christ himself gave the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the pastors, and the teachers to equip his people for works of service, so that the body of Christ may be built up, until we all reach unity in the faith and in the knowledge of the Son of God, and become mature, attaining to the whole measure of the fullness of Christ." Each of us have been given our assignments and the works that we need to do. Oftentimes, in meeting our mission, we need to work with others. When you enter your role as servant, God expects us to look different than others in the world. Others do things for their own glory. When you do it for servant of the Lord, you do it in service of the Lord and not look for the glory. Exodus 28 2 through 3 asked the people of Israel to make sacred garments for Aaron, and that was glorious and beautiful. They were to instruct all of the skilled craftsmen whom God filled with the spirit of wisdom. He had them make garments for Aaron that would distinguish him as a priest and set him apart for God's service. All of that was a part of being a servant. They were serving together to make Aaron look better in his role as Christ's servant. 1 Samuel 16:22 through 23 reads, Then Saul sent word to Jesse, asking, Please let David remain in my service, for I am very pleased with him. And whenever the tormenting spirit from God troubled Saul, David would play the harp. Then Saul would feel better, and the tormenting spirit would go away. So you see, through the Spirit of God, David helped Saul through his troubled moments. So that was the service to him that he needed during that time. So again, we're being a servant to someone else to make their lives better. So I mentioned the importance of acknowledging the service that those who served our country in the military. That's very important because they were servants to our country's need, to your comfort and safety. We also need to focus more on our service to the Lord, and in that, our service to other people as well. And with that, be blessed.